Okay, I think we're rolling, and we should have audio there as well. Well, good morning and good evening to everyone who's watching on the either on the VK3 ATV repeater or the VK5 RDC repeater, or anyone watching via Richard VK3 VRS's YouTube channel as well. I'm Peter, VK3BFG, and I live in Wantirna South, which is an eastern suburb of Melbourne. So for the event, I'd like to thank Art, Whiskey Alpha 8, Romeo Mike Charlie. Art is in Columbus, Ohio, and has been on this event for a considerable amount of time. Also Bill, AB0MY in Boulder, Colorado. Bill has also been on the event for 2 or 3 years now, and it's great to have Bill anchoring Colorado or Boulder. Unfortunately, the Boulder repeater has fallen over, which is what happens occasionally, and so Bill will be up there and he's got some video of the activities there in Boulder, so that will fill in that session quite okay. We'll then be moving to Los Angeles with Kilo Charlie KC6 JPG, which is Roland. I should know that one because Roland's been with us for quite some time as well. And of course Roland has all the connections from the Los Angeles area into Southern California and further, of course, as well. Also I've got Richard, VK3 Victor Romeo Sierra, who's running the YouTube channel for us, and also he's on the back channel, which is the coordinating event. So thanks to Richard also. And Neil, VK3 Bravo Charlie Uniform, who'll be with us for the evening session. Unfortunately, Neil can't make it for this particular session. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to a video first of Art with his new receiver that he's developing, and then we may go across to the ATV QSO net live, which we're just waiting on to arrive there actually. So hopefully that will happen very shortly. For those that don't know, the ATV QSO net is a net that's held on their Wednesday night, our Thursday morning at 000 UTC, and it's a net between the guys in Columbus, Ohio and Dayton, Ohio. They're all ATV operators, and that net's been going for some years now. So stand by, we'll just take a short break and we'll be back with Art, and he's going to talk about the new receiver that's been developing. So just stand by.
repeater here in Columbus, which is input. I've got digital on 423 and again, my name is Art Towsley. My name, or is called W8RMC. I'm with the ATV group here in Columbus, Ohio, USA. I've been a ham since 1965, so that, and it's been exclusively ATV, analog up until the last 4 or 5 years, where we've switched to digital. I operate the ATV repeater here in Columbus, which is input. I've got digital on 423 and 428 and 427, and analog on 439. We got 1280, and also we gave up on 2.4 gig, but we still got the 10 gig transmit and receive still operational. It's 100% operational at this time, although there have not been very many people operating through it. But we're operating both the analog and the digital here, so that it works out pretty good. Pretty high elevation, 650 feet above street level, and that so it makes it the location is optimal. The product that I've been working on that some people have talked about is what I call my Versatune digital ATV receiver. It's a complete self-contained receiver. I've got a picture of it right here, and that we've been working on it for a number of years here now, and it's I've got the hardware all finished. The hardware is operational. The back of the software is the tough part. The guy that's doing the software, he lives in quite a ways from here, but we work on Zoom. But he does the software part-time. He's got a full-time job, and that it makes it kind of tough. He works on his full-time job at his home 8 hours a day. Then they have supper, and then after supper he wants to watch a little bit of television. And after television he says, "Oh, the heck with it, I'm not going to do any software for our Versatune receiver now," and he hits the sack. And so it goes. It happens quite a bit. So we spent about 4 years on it now. It is operational. It's a full digital ATV DVB-T, DVB-S receiver. It will run down to under 100 kilohertz bandwidth on DVB-T, up to 6 megahertz down to 100 kilohertz. It gets a little bit tough locking in anything below 100 kilohertz, but it will do slightly below that. Rick, it does work okay at 1 megahertz, so that, but it is totally self-contained.
Quick question, if that's okay.
Sure, go ahead.
How do you manipulate the controls? Is that done with a computer connection?
As a matter of fact, yes, it is. The setup is completely through HDMI port, set up on a PC, and that the screen, it's all controlled from the Versatune receiver, so you don't have any DVB or CD or DVB-T or DVB discs to put in there. It's all self-controlled out of the receiver. So, and it operates directly from the HDMI port or the USB port. And we've also got streaming out the Ethernet port. So if you wanted to put a remote PC on it, you could receive the data complete signal out of the Ethernet port also. So the heart of the unit is a Raspberry Pi. I've got I'll open it up just quickly here. Shows you what it looks like. It shows you got some of the jumpers in there with the prototype.
Wow, that looks pretty interesting.
It's the Raspberry Pi is on the one corner.
Okay.
Raspberry Pi is down there in that corner there, and this is another interface board that plugs right into the GPIO ports of the Raspberry Pi.
Very nice. If this ends up being a successful function, would there ever be a consideration of doing a transmitter modulator?
One thing at a time.
Right. I understand.
I'd say yes. I'd like to do a transmitter. I've done the DATV Express transmitter before, and that we discontinued it a few years ago because the sales were dropping down. But there is some talk about doing an enhanced version of that and come out with another DATV transmitter. But if it is, I would make it a companion unit for this. But we got to finish the Versatune first.
Sure, no, I understand that.
Yeah,
I just was wondering if there's some interest in it.
I'd like to say we'd have this thing ready by the end of this year, but I've said this before, the light at the end of the tunnel has always turned out to be a train, and that makes it very, very tough in that regard.
It makes a nice stocking stuffer.
Yeah, I don't want to quote prices at this particular time, but it's we're going to try and keep it under $200 for the complete receiver.
That's fantastic, really.
With the power supply and everything. So, but okay, that's enough for me. Does anybody else got any comments?
He's got his hand up.
Yes. It's two separate inputs, DVB-T and DVB-S, two connectors on the back. The top one is DVB-T and the bottom is DVB-S. Got the USB ports in the back, and also there's a DB9 connector for the I/O connector so that you can monitor some of the functions and the channel. It's a scanning receiver that so there's up to 7 channels of scanning, and when it's not scanning channels, it does have a slideshow capability that you can put in whatever JPEG or movie file that you want as a slideshow. It'll transmit, well, in the slideshow you can have either a fixed image, or if you wanted to put a .mov movie file in there, it will transmit movie images. So that, and there's some other features that we have on it also, but I won't go into any more details at this time.
Yeah, understand. Well, now I understand you guys speak a lot about your repeaters and modifications of repeaters, and then I also understand, including you've been working on a repeater. Occasionally, from what I understand, you have to go back up the mountain, so to speak, and reset or restart the system. Has anybody considered perhaps using some of these, what I would say, automated switches, such as WISE or so, to repower the unit up? I understand they can handle some substantial currents,
yeah,
and they're very available. Go ahead.
Our repeater, I can remotely control any of the inputs. There's a automated power switch, DTMF controlled, and that we have through 2 meters through 147.48, and also there's a UHF channel that we can power down and power up any of the separate modules on the whole repeater.
Oh, okay, very good.
We can do a remote startup of any of them.
Oh, okay, very good. Well, that sounds very interesting and exciting, possibly, hopefully in December.
Sounds great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. You do the phone. Oh, I just want to say this, the Versatune receiver is also you can control it with your smartphone.
Oh.
Okay, it's smartphone compatible, so you can do all the setup and everything on the smartphone.
Wow. The guy's covered all bases, it looks like.
Well, there's a number of different things that we wanted to put in there, and that that we've got. We've added a couple things, but I want to watch that we don't add too many frills, so that it's 8 o'clock in the evening, our time, and we've got a number of check-ins, but we'll go right down through the list at this stage of the game, and see who's available. The first one is Bill, W8CWM, in Englewood, Ohio. Bill, are you there tonight?
Certainly am.
Okay. Give us a little rundown of your station and call and your name and so forth.
Okay, my name is Bill McCoy. My call is Whiskey 8, Charlie Whiskey Mike. I was on ATV this morning and transmitted a P5 picture 90 miles, which I thought was pretty decent, and then transmitted some other pictures for lesser distances. Tried one guy that's 162 miles out, but we couldn't make a connection either way today, although we have in the past. The analog DX ATV is probably the most interesting part of this hobby for me. I really enjoy it. And always trying to figure out a way to get just one more mile out of it. So that's basically most of what I do. I've also got HF equipment and 2 meter, 220 and 440 FM equipment, and use them some. That's a brief summary of me and my station. Keeps me out of my wife's hair is the best thing it does. So with that, I'll say W8CWM. Back over to you, Art.
Okay, thank you very much, Bill. Appreciate it. W8CWM, W8RMC. And the next on the list is Dave, AH2AR in Dayton, Ohio. Go ahead, Dave.
Okay, thanks, Art. Good evening, all. My name is Dave. My call is AH2AR, and my QTH is Vandalia, Ohio. Bruce, give a quick wave if you could. K8FIX, okay, there you go. K8FX and myself are the ATV repeater custodians for the Dayton Amateur Radio Association, and the ATV repeater is located at the Dara Clubhouse in Huber Heights. That's about 10 miles from us here. Its current configuration provides digital and analog 70 centimeter inputs and outputs. It also has a 23 centimeter DVB-T input and analog FM ATV output. As you all probably know, DARA hosts the Dayton Hamvention, and along with the ATCO and the ATN group, we have an ATV booth with various ATV demos each year at the Hamvention. Yeah, I guess with that said, let me open up an invitation to any hams who may be on holiday from down under during Hamvention, as we always have some space and some chairs available at the booth. So we welcome you with open arms. Anyway, I guess that's about all I have there. Art, back to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Dave. Appreciate it. And moving on, we go to another Dave. There's a lot of Daves in here tonight. Dave. Now, Dave, I forgot your call. I've got a blank here. So
K8DOC.
No, Dave Stefanowski.
Oh, okay.
ATV, sorry about that. Oh,
okay.
I don't even have my, I wonder how that got changed. Oh, well.
No, that's okay. Dave, go ahead.
Oh, sorry about that. Good evening. The cat was making some noise upstairs, so I had to run up and grab him. He's the one that's special needs cat. So, anyway. Well, KC3AM here in Delaware. Not a whole lot going on. Quiet and peaceful. Just got in from visiting the wife. And other than that, all is good. As I said last week, maybe repeaters down for maintenance or rebuilding or whatever you want to call it. Haven't finished that yet. I got a snag in my timeline here, so that's going to be a little bit delayed. But completely digital. Digital in, digital out on 400. using all the high-des stuff like most of us are. So we'll see how it goes. Back over to you, Art, KC3AM.
Okay, thank you very much. KC3AM, W8RMC. Sorry, I get to a point where sometimes I just get a block in my memory and I can't remember anything. So, but we'll get through it. But,
no more martinis for you.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, another Dave yet. KE8DOC, W8RMC.
Evening. Dave, KE8DOC, located in Tip City, which is just north of Dayton, probably 7 miles from the Dara Clubhouse, due north. Do a little bit of the repeater maintenance around the area, and got a high-dev receiver for the digital, which our Dara ATV system continuously transmits. Got that on the screen here right now. Do a bit of HF and all around POTA. No soda in Ohio. There's not that high here. But just enjoy the group, and back to Art, KE8DOC.
Okay, thank you very much, Dave. Appreciate it. KE8DOC, W8RMC. Okay, now we're down to Vince. N3BFC, W8RMC. Hi, Vince. You're muted, Vince. Vince, you're muted.
There we go. I was trying to do something else at the same time.
Oh, okay. I know the feeling.
N3BFZ here. Name is Vince. I'm in Chester County, Pennsylvania. We do some amateur TV here with Dave, KC3AM. When the repeater is operational, right now, like he said, it's under construction still, or maintenance, redoing a few things. Strictly digital, in and out. I am also equipped with HF and 2 meter and 440, so that's about the size of my station here. It's in a closet in the bedroom. So I guess you could call me a closet ham. That's about all I've got. All right, back to you.
Okay, Vince, thank you very much. Okay, moving on. We're down to Bruce, K8FIX.
K8FIX, Tip City, which is just north of Dayton. And I'm set up with analog, digital ATV, and putting out 25 watts of digital DVB-T right now, so the Dayton repeater should be getting that. In front of me, I have my big Yaesu HF, and over in this corner is supposed to be a big desktop computer that died. I've been working on that this weekend, and I thought I had power supply, motherboard, or CPU bad. I don't know. The memory checked good at the shop. So I ordered a power supply, and in the meantime, the other one bench tested good with no load, so I think I'll have an extra supply. So my motherboard and CPU should be in tomorrow, so I'll see how that goes, because all my ham software, slow scan, digital modes, everything is on that desktop, so I hope to get that going soon. So, oh, and then this weekend, Dave H2AR came over. We reflashed the firmware on a high-des receiver, and there's 2 firmwares that had to go on it. One, you use a kit board and a ribbon cable. You flash that, and then you do the SD card firmware upgrade. So both of those, and it started working again. So, oh, and then we loaded some frequencies. So all was good. So that's what I've been up to this week. A little appliance shopping, computer repair. So that's it.
Okay, thank you, Bruce. Appreciate it. K8FIX W8RMC. And moving right on, we go down to Tom, N8ZM W8RMC.
Well, good evening, boys and girls. This is Tom, N8ZM. I also live in Tip City. There seems to be an epidemic in this group. Anyway, and it's good to see Vince. Haven't seen him in a while. And of course, I have to say hello to my friend Rick out in Colorado. We have to have our weekly dose of fig Newtons or fig bars or whatever they might be called in various places. And it's always good to see Peter, even if it's only once a year, but that's all right. It's always nice. Anyhow, in ATV capability, I have some, but it's not on the air right now. I moved into a new house about last November, and I'm still working on getting a tower up so I can put an antenna up and do all that kind of things. And these things take time for some reason. I don't know why that is, but it just seems to be a common problem anymore if you want to get something done. I suppose the biggest part of it is I really want a tilt over this time, and the people that make tilt overs frequently aren't taking orders right now, so they won't quote you anything, so you can't make any plans. But oh well, that's the way it goes. Anyhow, it's always good to see you guys, and I wish Arthur a happy birthday. And I'm wondering if maybe the part of the surprise party they told him about isn't the real surprise. You might want to be a little suspicious going forward here, Art. They might have something else up their sleeve, you know, like they are going to take you to a strip club or something worse, like a Beyonce concert. Anyway, enjoy yourself and have a happy birthday, and hopefully I'll be around Friday night. My fiance is going to be having her bachelorette party, and so her granddaughter and granddaughters are going to be keeping her busy, so I might just have some time to slip in here and participate Friday night. So we'll see. With that, back to Net, and have a good evening, everybody.
Okay, thank you very much, Tom. I appreciate it. And next is Peter. He's joined us tonight. I appreciate Peter you joining in. It's really great. VK3BFG W8RMC. Okay, Peter, thank you very much. VK3BFG W8RMC. Appreciate it. Okay, Leon, you're next. N0VWX W8RMC.
Yeah, this is N0VWX. Name is Leon. I'm in Coaldale, Colorado. my main contact with this fine group is strictly through Zoom. I'm got an interest in ATV, but somewhat limited because of my location. I'm up here in a mountainous area, and that kind of restricts what I can do. Rick, WA6NUT, and myself, we done a little experimenting on some analog a few years back, and kind of enjoyed it, but I'm still, I'm waiting for one of Art's receivers, and I've got a question for him and Rick together at the same time. But Art, will your receiver be compatible with what Rick is currently using at his station?
I don't know, you know, what from Rick's analog or digital?
Digital.
Yeah. DVB-T at 1 megasymbol per second.
Yes, DVB-T, 1 megasymbol or 1 megahertz. It will receive that very well. I'll give it a little better detail in a short time here.
Okay, good deal. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure, because kind of looking forward to if I ever get my hands on one of those receivers when they're available. Okay. Anyway, everything's going good here. My biggest news is not from radio or ATV, but after many, many weeks of no appreciable rain, in the last 4 days I've got right at 3 inches of rain, and it sure is helping things around here. Things that was yellow and brown are already greening out. I had trees that lost a lot of leaves due to the drought, and they're already coming out with a new set of leaves kind of late in the year, but let's hope that the trees are still alive. Anyway, appreciate it. Everybody have a good week, and we'll talk to you later. N0 VWX.
Oh, okay, Leon. Excuse me. N0 VWX W8RMC. And we'll go down to Rick. WA6NUT W8RMC.
Rick, this is WA6NUT. My voice is just about gone, but that's okay. Want to share a little bit of what I've been doing here. See if I can get this on the screen. Here it is. So this is kind of, I guess you can see what I've got there. I'm one of the few people not using high-des stuff. I use a Pluto, use the ATV Easy. It's DVB-T, 1 megasymbol per second. And the receivers over here, it's a Greek design, SV1 BDS. Wrote the software, and I run it at 1 megasymbol per second. So there's the image coming up on VLC, and kind of a standard setup for the Europeans, not so much here in the US. So that kind of keeps me busy. I love to play with the software receivers. There's a bunch of them out there, and this particular one runs in Python rather than directly in GNU Radio Companion, so it's a little bit different that way. And I came up with a block diagram for it, and all that stuff is kind of fun. So back to net, this is WA6NUT.
Okay. Thank you very much, Rick. I appreciate it. And moving on is down to Rich, KR3EE W8RMC.
Well, not much change here, guys. Found the computer needed to be rebooted when I came home from my dad's, and just about got logged in, and it crashed. And so I came up on the phone. The lights that were around me, the halos, were LED lights in the ceiling. They weren't orbiting spacecraft, just so you know. Although, you know, beam me up, Scotty, might work for me this week.
It's been nice knowing you.
Say what?
It's been nice knowing you then.
Oh, yeah. We got the microwave link from Blue Mountain to Mount Holly up and running on Saturday afternoon. and it's not at full capacity, but it's up and working. We couldn't get the link from Mount Holly to Wagner's to work, and I went up Sunday to figure out what that's going on with that. And somebody was very kind enough to toggle off all 3 power outlet strips on the output of the UPS that buffers the changeover between commercial power and solar. So that's why we had no signal out of Wagner's Gap. We still don't have power at Audubon, the mobile systems company that had the account went belly up a long time ago, and apparently 10 years before the power company realized there was nobody paying the bill. And it got turned off at the meter. And the Pennsylvania Game Commission now owns the property under the site. And they've applied to handle the account. We had a meeting with them on Tuesday. We're in alignment on our plans and goals, and we'll start moving forward.
Peter, are you talking to me? Okay. I just wanted, you ran the recording, everything's done to the recording. Well, okay. Well, I want to say that hello to everybody. My name is Art. I'm WA8RMC, and I'm sorry I'm late to the party, but it was 2 days ago. It was my birthday, and the family wanted to take me out for supper. So, and I can't rush that too terribly much. So I'm a little bit late, but here I am. And that I think we've gone through most of the stuff. That I had an introduction to for myself earlier, so I won't really go over that unless there was somebody else that had some questions. I do want to say that just mentioned the Versatune again. That's the Versatune receiver, digital TV receiver, and I'm working on, and just had kind of a breakthrough last night. One of the major bugs that we had in that, we was able to solve it. And it turned out it was bad video from another source, and it wasn't in the Versatune at all. So that solves one problem there, just a few more to go. A feature that we added that I've never seen in any receivers before, and that is we've got a snapshot arrangement where you can push a button and it'll take a snapshot of the person that's received of the receiver, and that it's kind of like a picture that you would take if you're doing DX and you see a real good signal. You just push a button and you can record that, and it'll produce a JPEG and store it in a memory there for you later, eliminating the need for a portable camera to take picture on the screen. So it's a feature we added just recently. So, but I won't go through that anymore. If there's anybody that had any questions, I'd be willing to entertain that. But that's just about it for me. So back to you, Peter. Okay, you might want to ask if there's anybody that has any questions about the Versatune receiver that I can answer quickly. I'm more than willing to to answer them at this particular time if necessary. Okay, yeah, I did not know what arrangement you had there, so that I'll let it go there. And I'll go into standby mode here. Thank you very much for hosting it there, Peter. Okay, thank you. We all set here, guys?
Okay, okay, it looks like we're on air now, so good morning everybody, or good evening, depending on what part of the world you're in. VK5BD here, over in the Spencer Gulf region of South Australia. Unfortunately, we don't have too many of our ATVers up today, so we will have to just take that out because it's going to cause me grief. Yeah, so I'll hand it over to VK5NL and let him do a bit of a presentation for us. So over to you, John, VK5NL, VK5BD.
Many thanks, Bevan. This is VK5NL. Some of you who have a good memory may remember me as VK5KJG. But I've changed that call sign probably about 12 months ago. And I still have trouble remembering which call sign to use. Anyway, we're doing things a little bit differently because of the lower numbers. It's pretty cold weather out here at the moment. It is for where we are in South Australia, the mid-north, and on the Eyre Peninsula. We're a school city, so we don't have a very big club. We have about 20 members, and this is a good year. So yeah, so we are quite limited in our activities, but nonetheless, we do have a very active ATV group, and we transmit from the Bluff ATV repeater every night from about 7 p.m. onwards for about an hour, and with varied contents, etc. So yeah, we are quite active. The club also has an annual event in the White House Night Shift Weekend. You probably all have heard about it, but Whyalla does have a White House, and every year the club makes this their main activity or outing, and it also falls in line with the Remembrance Day contest, which is the Remembrance Day of the war. So let me show you. I have prepared a small video on that activity at the White House, and it introduces some of our club members who attended and some of the setup. So let's have a look at that.
The International Lighthouse and Night Shift Weekend is one of the most anticipated and exciting events on the amateur radio calendar. Held annually, it brings together radio enthusiasts from around the globe to operate from historic lighthouses or lightships, combining technical skills with a sense of adventure and heritage. And for the members of the Whyalla Amateur Radio Club, it is no different. This weekend is the most popular event on our calendar. What makes this event truly thrilling is the unique operating environment. lighthouses and lightships are often located in remote, wind-swept coastal areas with breathtaking views and challenging terrain, and sometimes unpredictable weather.
Thanks, Russell. VK4 ERW from VK5 Bravo Whiskey Romeo. Cheers, 73. This is Victor Kilo 5 Bravo Whiskey Romeo. Victor Kilo 5 Bravo Whiskey Romeo. Calling Lighthouse and listening.
Our lighthouse, situated at Point Lowry, located a mere 25 minutes drive from Whyalla, and is the perfect site for the members as the historic lighthouse cottages are made available for the public and make for an ideal weekend venue. Setting up a portable station in these conditions tests the ingenuity and resilience of Bevan, VK5BD, and Steve, VK5MSG, who organise this event every year. In short, we find that the Lighthouse and Lightship Weekend is more than a radio event. It's a celebration of our local history and technology. It blends the thrill of outdoor portable operations with the joy of making long-distance connections, all set against the backdrop of iconic coastal landmarks. For our members, it's an opportunity to step outside the shack, embrace adventure, and be part of a truly global transition.
So that was the Lighthouse and Lightship Weekend. It's an annual event that we hold every year. Unfortunately, one of our valued club members, who has been very active indeed in the ATV, and he's been doing it for years and years and years. Certainly more years than what I have been doing it. And I've only been doing it since 2016 or 17, and he started long before that. Unfortunately, Alex passed away last week, and he's gone silent key, so we will remember Alex very fondly. But anyway, that aside, that is our presentation with regards to our club and the Lighthouse Weekend, and I'll pass it back to Bevan, who also happens to be my next door neighbour, would you believe. So there you go. Over to you, Bevan, and thanks for the opportunity. VK5NL going over.
VK5NL, VK5 Eddie. Thank you for that there, John. And yes, we send a signal 54 k's away to a repeater and back so that we can talk to each other next door. But anyway, thanks, John. And yes, we're all getting feedback back in the ear. And then that was going to start. We will miss Alex's input into our ATV group here. He was certainly a very active member. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. Alrighty, that'll do for me.
Okay, g'day everyone, Mick VK3CH, and we'll see if our signal stays up. Welcome everyone to the 13th annual ATV party. We've prepared a short video which should explain everything. Put that across now.
You're watching VK3CH Digital Amateur Television.
Hello everyone, from Mick VK3CH, operating out of Doncaster, which is a suburb of Melbourne, located 20 kilometres from the Melbourne Central Business District in Victoria, Australia. We moved here in 2018. On the roof are tri-bander verticals for 2 metres, 70 centimetres and 23 centimetres, with a 6 metre vertical located near the front. A HF wire loop runs around the property. We use a top-loaded vertical for 160 metres. These are the transmit 23 centimetre beam and 70 centimetre receive beam facing VK3 RTV located 1 kilometres away. When transmitting video from the back deck, we use these radios for liaison. We have retired our SR Systems DVB-S transmitter, but it's still able to be switched in when necessary. As of this year, we are now transmitting in high definition using the hides into a 150 watt PA. For 10 GHz portable, we have the 8 watt Coon analog television transmitter. And for 24 GHz, we have the 300 milliwatt analog transmitter. When going micro portable, we used to use this setup here. This covered every band from 23 centimeters right through to 10 GHz. I did have a setup. On the microwave setup was done. To make going portable easier, we installed everything into the rear of the car. This saves an incredible amount of time for either setting up or packing it up. To operate, the flap is just lifted with the radio control head attached to the other side. Then the coaxial cable is attached to the radios. Then the 2 lots of microwave antennas are put on the roof and the coax is attached to them. With the battery attached, we're ready to operate. The 2 antennas on top of the car cover all the 5 bands that the IC905 can transmit on, including television, hence the video camera in the picture. Also note that where the operator's chair sits, we are just underneath any microwave transmission. We operate out of an area called Kinglake Central, which is 45 kilometres north of. The high voltage power lines do not affect the microwave transmission in any way. Transmissions of both single sideband voice and television are made with complete success. 73 from Nick, VK3CH in Doncaster, Victoria, Australia. See you next year. Okay, and I'll put it across to Dennis, VK3YLH. Cheers. Cheers.
Hello, I'm Dennis, VK3YLH. Okay.
What happened?
And that's going over here to this power amplifier on 70 centimeters, putting out 10 watts. And these are actually, this is actually fired up and ready for a signal on 1249. Okay, so Don, rather than my holding up the net at this point, if you come back to me at the tail. All right, if you've noticed in the latest newsletter, I mentioned in there about working on some new app notes on repeaters. So I've been working on building some prototypes. And what you're looking at here right now is a complete repeater that's set up for receiving on 23 centimeters and transmitting on 70 centimeters. And I'm actually going to try to run an operational test here today with it. Maybe if Don, we could run the test at the end of the net. But this is the front view of the repeater. So there on the top shelf, that's a 2-meter receiver for control. There is an Arduino DTMF decoder relay board built by Bill Everly, AB0MY. Okay, and this is the receiver. So we're using a down converter of mine that has a built-in low noise preamplifier and then double balance mixer and a frequency synthesizer for the local oscillator. I set the local oscillator to 1 gigahertz, and then for 1243 that means the IF is going to come out and go over to this high-dash receiver. The IF is 243 megahertz. Okay, then down on the next shelf on here, you've got a 7-inch monitor to look at the incoming signal. Right now there's no incoming signal. Because I've actually set the receiver to 1249 input frequency. And that's part of the reason why I wanted that bandpass filter to cover about 12 megahertz. So the bandpass filter is actually covering the first 2 TV channels on 23 centimeters, 1243 and 1249. Okay. So the received signal then goes to this high-dash modulator. I've got it set on 423 megahertz. And that's going over here to this power amplifier on 70 centimeters, putting out 10 watts. And these are actually, this is actually fired up and ready for a signal on 1249. Okay, so Don, rather than my holding up the net at this point, if you come back to me at the table.
That's enough to keep going. We were talking over the last few weeks, you've been talking about 10 gigahertz. Well, this is my 10 gigahertz rig. This is a Kuhn transverter, and this is a Kuhn power amplifier up here. And the output of the power amplifier in CW, which I have bench tested, runs a little over 2 watts, about plus 33 dBm, I guess. Works fairly well. I haven't tried it on video yet. It's mounted in a weatherproof case, so it's designed to mount right on the antenna to minimize losses. So perhaps one of these days I'll get around to finishing it up. This also has the advantage of being able to use an external frequency input. I can run 10 megahertz into it and it will lock to that frequency. So I was worried about not being able to stay within 10 cycles of being on frequency on HD TV. So hopefully I do have an external oscillator that's portable with a battery built in that does stay within 10 megahertz at 10 gigahertz. So hopefully one of these days we'll get that done. What else do we have? Had a power outage a couple of days ago, and it was out when dropped it about 9:07 p.m. It was out for 2 hours, and I suspect that was a power transformer that probably gave it up. But they had it up and running again before 11:30 p.m. My backup generator did not come on, and the reason I tracked down when I took the generator apart yesterday is the starter solenoid in the generator is marginal, and sometimes it would work and sometimes not. So I've got a replacement on order, and hopefully I can get that going. I still don't have the battery plugged into the wall. Had the battery been hooked up, it wouldn't have much mattered about whether or not the generator started, but we're making good progress on the battery hookup as well. That's about all I have. So if there are no questions, I will pass it back to Ned. This is WA2Y.
Okay, I had to get the receiver muted down. Enjoyed going to the swap meet. I just wished we had a few more people at it. That would be the only comment. And I've been going through trying to find the batteries for all my various camcorders. And I might remind you, you do need to charge the darn things, because I spent about 3 days hunting what the heck I'd done with them for the various camcorders around here. Finally found them, then trying to round up the chargers that went with them, and that was a fiasco, which I finally found. I've got a couple of batteries I have no idea how you charge. So anyway, enjoyed going to the our tailgate party, if you would. Actually didn't buy anything there, so that's the way it goes sometimes. So that's the reason I was asking what other events are coming up and so forth. So that's basically all I've got. And if I can dig the license plate out, this is K0HEH.
The only thing I have, well, I was having trouble with the repeater into the combo box. You were doing fine when Jim was on, and you started out doing fine, and suddenly I started hearing whistles and birdies and picture flopping on and off. And first I thought, did I lose the antenna? No, it wasn't the antenna. And then I troubleshot and found the HDI issue. I have these heavier cables, so maybe there was a problem. So I unplugged all the HDI plugs, replugged them, and they all work. So one of those deals. And so I went upstairs to watch for a while with the other receiver. The only thing I have is Dennis Enzo-SP dropped off a 2-foot dish for 11 gigahertz. It's complete with feed, and it's fed from the back with a circular, there's a hole about, probably would work with WR75. You might even do a butt connection to it with a tuner. Anybody wants it, I want it out of here, but I told Dennis I'd take it in case somebody wanted a 2-foot dish. It's one with a radome, and it also has the side skirts on it, so it'll be a real clean, sharp dish. So that's what I have. Hopefully somebody will want it. Otherwise, it's going to end up in scrap eventually, or recycle. Looks like a really nice dish. He'd been using it as a network for one of the networks on his backhaul, but it's surplus now. So I didn't want to see it go. So anybody who wants it, let me know. Nothing else. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, that sounds like something I'd like to get at.
Okay, well, it's sitting here on my floor in my family room, so it's available. It has a pretty heavy mount on it, but that all would come off. I think it would be fine. And you may want to cut the skirts down on it, but they're about a foot deep. And maybe take the radome off to see what the real feed is. But it's linearly polarized. I don't know which polarity it's on right now, though. The radome comes off with screws on the front. So that's it, Chris. I'll put your name on it. Thank you. So I have nothing else. Good afternoon, everyone. I missed most of Don's transmission because it started breaking up, and I'm now reusing the same cables, just reseated them all, and they're working. First I thought it's got to be antennas, so I went upstairs and I had a good picture on my receiver upstairs. Anyway, that's all I have. Good afternoon, everyone, and some interesting information. Yeah, go ahead.
Are you interested in 5 gigahertz, sir?
No, I don't have anything for it except a receiver. No, I'm not interested in doing that, and I don't have I could have one of the 32-inch dish I could put a 5 gig feed in it, but I have nothing else, so I don't want to get started on a whole nother band, Don, but sorry.
I thought it was worth asking, and I saw your answer with a smile, so thanks again.
Yeah, right. Yeah, enough, and that's been the toughest band for me to make contacts on over the years.
That's Don Nelson. Let's see who else is on the slideshow here. Oh yeah, I need to pick out the right controls here. Pete and Deb Goldman, WB2 DVS and WB2 DVT. Pete's for our BCARES group, our technical person. Debbie's the secretary and show organizer for the club's Swap Fest every year. And here's one of our microwave setups. This is FMTV on 5 gigahertz out at an overlook of Boulder. I think that's mine, if I remember correctly. And this is again is mine. This is also that from the 5th floor of a parking garage on the university campus. The haze is not fog, it is smoke from wildfires like a couple of years ago. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, here is my DVB-T setup for field work. Sitting in the back of the car, ready to go. And here's 10 gigahertz on my 2nd floor deck set up when I was attempting to work with Don. And finally, this is Chris, I think you saw in the video, set up at an overlook on the highway coming into Boulder. Again, I think this was a 10 gigahertz operation. So that covers some of the people who didn't get into the videos. Hope you enjoyed it, what we've gotten done here in Boulder. And thank everybody for joining us. And I'll pass everything back to our illustrious net controllers. This is AB0MY for the Boulder Amateur Amateur Television Club. Okay, well, I guess what I'm seeing on YouTube is it's still back at the still picture of Chris and then my back and live and signing off. So I guess it's running, the stream is running somewhat behind, but other than that, it looks like everything has worked reasonably well. And thank you, Richard, very much for the last minute shift there to get our signal on. So anyway, carry on, Peter.
There I am. Right. Video. Well, a very pleasant good morning and good evening to everybody worldwide. Nice to be participating again in the ATV QSO party. It's the 13th, I believe, from what Mick said. I didn't know how many there were, so 13 QSO parties is not bad going. Hopefully the 13 doesn't mean anything bad will happen, but so far it's been pretty cool. So yeah, anyway, my name's Clint Jeffrey, located about 40 kilometres southeast of Melbourne in a suburb called Narre South, and we've been here now for about 13 years. And lived in a suburb called Dandenong for about 50 odd years. So we just moved a little further southeast. But anyway, we've been here for a while on a property that's about an acre and a half in size, and so we've got a bit more room to spread out, so to speak. There's two radio towers here, and I'll run a quick video, an aerial drone footage of that. Which will give you a bit of an idea of the overall shot. Just make sure there's no audio associated with that. There we go. So we're looking down on my property at the moment. You can see the two Nelly towers. They're only 14 metres high. I know some of you folks over there love to have 200-foot towers. Bless you for that. Unfortunately, we can't have such towers here. Councils just wouldn't put up with it. But anyway, we have that's probably the barn you see in the background there is where I live. The shack was upstairs. It's currently downstairs at the moment. I'm still making up my mind about that. But anyway, that's the aerial view of the VK3CSJ establishment, and over in the far corner top of the screen is where I now have a dome astronomical observatory. We've been working on this now for the last 12 months or so, getting a deck made, and you can see I've had to remove a tree to make room for it. But we're into astronomy and doing optical astronomy. That's looking inside the dome. These domes are designed and built in Poland and get shipped to Australia. There's quite expensive, really. That's looking inside the dome. Now, that's not complete at the moment, but hopefully within the next few days, in fact, I'll have a metal pier mounted to a concrete pillar that's in the middle of the deck there. And we'll be able to mount the telescope. I've got 3 telescopes that will mount on a motor system that will track any celestial object, and we can start taking pictures. So looking forward to doing that. But yeah, it's a long time coming. So that's one of my other interests is astronomy. Astrophotography is beginning a journey for me. So I look forward to seeing what amazing images I can photograph. And certainly photographs or imagery of the sun is certainly one thing I'm looking forward to doing as well. But I've been a member of the Astronomical Society of Victoria since 1993, since just before comet Shoemaker-Levy impacted Jupiter. And along the way, we established a radio telescope, which you can see in that image there. That's a 8.5 metre DS Kennedy dish antenna. And the camera is mainly focused on the radio astronomy section of the ASV, but the overall, what you're seeing there is the overall property of the dark sky site, which is some 200 kilometres north of me here in central Victoria, a place called Heathcote. And the membership of the ASV is over 1,800 members, and a bit of a mix between optical and radio and various other interests. So it's a great little site to get away to. The sky is absolutely dark as anything. You can see many stars. So anyway, that's the aerial view there. What else can I say? Sorry about the background noise. This is the transmitter that I'm currently using for getting into the ATV repeater just here. It's the Hydes HV 320, that little box. I think some of you are probably aware of that. That's running right now. That's a live picture of the transmitter. I normally run the SR, the German SR brand DVB-S transmitter, DVB-S2. But that decided to finally fail after quite a few years of heavy use. It gave up, which is sad because I really did like the DVB-S2 transmissions, and I'm hoping that I might be able to get that fixed up. I'm not sure of exactly which way to go on that one, but anyway, we're currently transmitting through that little HV 320 unit. It's only running about a watt into the repeater, and that's almost a 95% signal into the repeater, which is about just over 20 kilometres away from me here at Mount View, or there at Mount View. We're only 0 feet above the streets level here. One of the stations, American stations, made comment about being so many feet above street level. I thought that's amazing. So I can only say that we're 0 feet above our street level. I've got a very busy road just outside our property here, Cranbourne Road. It's non-stop traffic, which is rather annoying. And to Vince, if you're listening there, Vince, the closet ham, I would suggest it's time for you to come out. So, dear. Anyway, I know a few closet hams around here. G'day to Bevan, VK5BD, and to John. And I tend to agree. We're a little bit lack of stations at this end. It's really sad we haven't got a full board of local amateurs here, but there it is. People have got things to do. Now this is the shack as it is at the moment. I brought most of this down from upstairs, but I am now seriously thinking about taking the whole shack back upstairs and turning this into my bedroom. There's only so much you can do when you live in a barn, and I've got too much junk, so I've got to do something about it. What else is there? That's my notes. Go to Art. G'day, Art, and Bill and Roland. It's good to see you blokes back into the show again. Thanks to Peter for running it, and Richard there, VK3VRS, he's working hard in the background too. There's always audio issues, so that doesn't seem to have changed much. Mick, you've done well. I love your setup as well, Mick. So VK3CH, you've done well, and you came into the repeater very well. There's a couple of dropouts, but you still hit it well without a problem at all. I think that's about it. We've got a live sky cam shot of Heathcote. This is the All Sky camera. that's live feed from our dark sky site. You can just make out the dish, the bottom of the screen, just make it out. But that's an all-sky camera that we have running up at our dark sky site, which I just showed you a moment ago. So yeah, we've got some fairly dodgy weather here at the moment. It's 12 degrees here in Narre-Warren, 12 degrees. We're just coming out of winter, coming into spring. So looking forward to the warmer weather, more or less. Okay, that's enough for me. It's across to Steve VK3TTF, and you can start firing up there, and I shall drop the signal, and we'll see how we go. VK3TTF, VK3CSJ, Narre-Warren South, and hopefully I'll see you guys again in another over somewhere along the way.
Hello, I'm Dennis, VK3YLH, located in Belgrave South, a suburb of Melbourne, 50 odd kilometres east of the city. Been active in amateur television for quite a long time, transmitting on most modes, digital, FM, AM. We even tried the other day on 70 centimetres, 1.2 and 6 metres. Quite an active group here in Melbourne. Mainly thanks to Peter, 3BFG, who's the leader of the gang. Anyway, here's a quick shot of a few of the transmitters you'll recognise, and then I'll just finish with a bit of Australian wildlife, if you haven't already seen some of our animals. Cheers for now, enjoy the rest of the party. Bye. Firstly, the high-des transmit and receive. Underneath is a SR Systems HD and SD, and to the right you'll probably all recognise the ports down system, which we've used on quite a few different frequencies and symbol rates, all amplified up to around 100 watts if necessary. We tend not to need that much in Melbourne.
Well. Welcome everybody to the QSO party. I hope everyone's been enjoying it. We definitely have had a few little challenges this morning, but quick thinking and contingency plans, we've managed to get it going. Well done to the guys over in the States. I know timing is everything, so and obviously our friends in South Australia are always keen contributors. It was great to see you come up, Dennis and Clint as well, and also Mick with your fascinating things. I don't actually have a video prepared. There's a little bit of a ad hoc me jumping on, so I wasn't sure whether I was going to or not. Just so everyone knows, in the background there is on this side. Yep, this side here. That's actually Melbourne, and that's actually a still captured from my tower camera. So I'm about 46 kilometres from Melbourne's CBD, but as you can see, I've actually got a direct line of sight. That's actually zoomed in, by the way. If you were to have a look at it when it wasn't zoomed, the buildings would be about that high, so quite tiny indeed. The YouTube is running. We've also got Discord running, and there are quite a few people on Discord at the moment, so hello to the watchers there. We've also got quite a few on YouTube at the moment. We've got 17 watching at this session, so that's quite good. So welcome everyone. Now, I'm not going to take up too much time this morning because we do have some more guests coming. So what I'll do is I'll hand over to Peter for now, and you should be able to enjoy it. If Peter's on S, it'll be a quick changeover. If he's on T, it'll be a slow changeover. So I'm just looking to see if Peter is ready. He's getting ready at the moment. So so I hope everyone's enjoyed, and don't forget we're going to have an afternoon session as well. So we should be able to see you in the afternoon session as well. So enjoy. Thanks, guys.
Mount View Reservoir in Glen Waverley, and this is the site of the Melbourne ATV repeater VK3 RTV, and we're looking at the tower that holds the repeater antennas. Right at the very top is the vertical array, which is the transmit antenna. They're very nicely positioned. The transmit frequency for VK3 RTV is 445.5 MHz, DVB-T2. These are dual quads, and you can see the northeast array there facing us, and you can also see the southeast and the westerly one around the corner. Can't see the southwesterly one in this view. I'm inside the shack now, and looking at the very top of the rack. And we'll just scan down slowly. right up the top of the rack now, standing on a ladder, and that black box there has a relay in it and has the capability of switching the power directly off ATV, so we can recycle or close down remotely. You can see a Raspberry Pi just there in the background, and these boxes here are the HDMI interfaces. Each receiver has a preamp, and in this case it's fed through a bias T or DC isolation, and then it goes up to this metal box here, which is a 3 dB coupler. One port of the coupler goes to the satellite port of the receiver, and the other side goes to the input of the down converter, and then the output of the down converter goes to the domestic port of the combo receiver. Now if you watch the dial, you'll see that the receivers are polling between input 1 and input 2. Now, input 1 is, in this case, will be 1255 dBs, and then input 2 will be the down converted DVB-T signal. So all of the receivers are polling between their DVBs receiver and their domestic receiver fed from a down converter. Down the bottom here we have a couple of small monitors, and they're just displaying the input signal should they be there. We don't have any at the moment. Then we have a controller. In this case it's RTV1 controller. In the middle there we have a media player, which is controlled by RTV1 controller, although it could be controlled from RTV2 controller. Both controllers are really configured the same, but RTV1 is configured as the master. Should that one fail, we can configure RTV2 controller as the master. So underneath that we've got our SR systems, multiplex DVB-T2 exciter, and in there is a small PA. The next panel down is the PA controller, the main PA, and we've got temperature, ESWR, and high voltage protection on the main PA. And underneath that, inside there is a driver, which is just a standard Mitsubishi module, and then we have the main FET PA. Both are sitting on the same heatsink, but they're just joined together very conveniently. In the previous iteration we had a separate unit for that, which took up a fair bit of space and was really unnecessary. Directly underneath that we've got tangential fans which feed directly up into the heatsink of the PA, and then underneath that we've got the power supply for the controllers and also for the penultimate driver, which is in the main PA. And then right down the bottom here we have the 50-volt supply for the main FET PA. Over here we have a small workbench, which can be handy, and up on the wall water. ATV now keyed on mostly. What we can see the LCD screen there. And up on the monitor there we have some transmitters at the moment. So it's a very quick little ATV. We are at the Mount View Reservoir in Glen Waverley, and this is the site of the Melbourne ATV repeater VK3 RTV, and we're looking at the tower that holds the repeater antennas. Right at the very top is the vertical array, which is the transmit antenna, and very nicely positioned. The transmit frequency for VK3 RTV is 445.5 MHz, DVB-T2. It's a dual quads, and you can see the northeast array there facing us, and you can also see the southeast and the westerly one. Okay, I think we've gone through that file. Some of you have seen that one before. At this stage I'm trying to contact Roland, KC6JPG in Los Angeles. He hasn't yet come up on the back channel, and we'll just see if we can locate him. So we'll take a short standby. We may be back shortly with the Los Angeles group, but if not, we'll be back at 0900 to pick up the UK end. So this is Peter, VK3BFG. Maybe we're signing off now, but if we contact Roland, we'll be back. So if you could stand by, we'll see if we can find Roland. But if not, we'll see you at 0900 for the UK Australian part of the QSO party.
Yeah, I muted Jim's audio so the music wouldn't come when I brought the audio back up on our
I see Roland on YouTube.
Okay, let's see if we're good
yeah,
here.
I muted Jim's audio so the music wouldn't come when I brought the audio.
Here we go. And Peter, can you still you can still hear me okay?
Hear you.
Very good. Oh, very good. And let's see here. Like I said, I totally apologize for the delay. And it's, like I said, it's been, like I said, a wonky year for Rojo. Anyway, but what I like to do is, so Jim, do you want to start off with Northern California, and we can make our way to Southern California?
Yeah, Roland, we could do that.
Okay.
I'm not sure what we got here. In fact, I've still got to turn on one of my exciters here. So why don't you go ahead?
Okay, sounds good. And how about Lee in Arizona? So Lee, are you able to come on in and join the ATV QSO party? Okay, hi, how you doing? It's good to be the Rocco show. Well, very good. Well, as you all know, in Southern California, the Amateur Television Network is one of the largest repeaters in Southern California. Santiago Peak is pretty much our hub for Southern California. And of course, we transmit 1253.25 on VSB, and then and of course we transmit 2.42441.5 on FM, and 5910 also on FM.
MJ6E.
And of course, Santiago Peak is a big hilltop, around 5,600 feet in elevation, and covers pretty much almost a 360-degree view of Southern California from San Diego to Santa Barbara. So we're very blessed to have a system like that for the Amateur Television Network. And of course, we have other repeaters. We have Snow Peak. It's the lower desert of the Coachella Valley. Let me go and grow my screen here, so this way that let's see here. There we go. That's much better. And so we've been so we do Snow Peak, and so that's 1241 over there. And then of course from Snow Peak we go to Oak Mountain, and we do 919.25. And of course, we do 3380 FM. All right, so here's, so are we going to go ahead? So Peter, are we going to go ahead and continue? And so if you'd like, we can go ahead and continue, and we'll definitely go into the Jim when he's ready, and then we'll definitely go into Northern California for the Mount Diablo group. Fantastic group that they have over there. KC6JPG for the Western Liaison of the United States. Rojo.
All right. Good evening, Roland and Nanette. Let's see. Let me push the right button here. Here we go. Okay. Well, good evening to the people here in the United States, and good morning to everybody on the other side of the date line that I haven't rousted any users on the repeater tonight, but we do have where are we here? I'm hearing the double echo here. Anyway, it's getting me confused. But yeah, we've got a few things up our sleeve. We're running DVB-S off the top of the hill with 4 separate pictures off of 1 RF carrier. We're multiplexing. And all of our users are now using DVB-S2 or DVB-S to get into the repeater. So other than that, soon to go to HD on the transmit side, but not this week. So I'll send it back to Roland, KC6JPG, K6SOE on the W6CX Mount Diablo repeater. Over.
Oh, very good, Jim. Very, very good. You guys, like I said, you guys have a wonderful system, great user base. That is absolutely wonderful. Thank you. So Arizona, Lee, K0CCU. He is ATN for the Arizona chapter. So Lee, if you want to come on back and scroll your screen and go ahead and get everyone checked in for you. KC6JPG.
I don't see him.
He's not sitting in his chair.
Okay, well, let's do this then. Let's go to Southern California and let's go ahead and do some check-ins over there. So I'm going to pass the honor to Gary, W6KBC. He's in Running Springs, and that's Gary. So that's what we're going to be doing this time. So Gary, go ahead and do your thing as we say in TV. So KC6JPG.
Okay, well, we'll hope and see if this here will work and whatever. So I know that Gary Johnson there in Rancho Cucamonga was watching. So Gary, if you're still watching, take it away.
I am still watching. I have my system torn apart a little bit. I'm using my switcher to make videos for Gordon West to do for Pacificon. So I'm going straight from a camera to my
I'm not hearing Gary's audio.
Got it turned up. I see my microphone moving.
But I'm not sure if Gary Johnson has his mic on or not.
I don't know. His audio is real weak on RF2.
10 watt, 15 watt amplifier, and out to a 7-element I-N2B heading for Santiago Peak. And I monitor all of this with an ATV PC electronics down converter through a regular analog TV. So it doesn't get much simpler than that here. And I'm putting out about
right now a little over 15 watts to Santiago Peak. So that's it, and I am AA6TJ, Alpha 6, Golf Juliet, in Rancho Cucamonga. Back to you, Gary, and the net.
Yeah, that came up that time.
Yeah. Well, Gary, your audio is a little weak, but we got most of it there, so hopefully the rest of them heard it on over the internet. Oh,
and on RF.
And on RF. So let's find out who else is out there on RF there. So who's watching besides Gary and myself? It's W6KVC. Well, that's embarrassing. I'm transmitting. Gary's watching, and I thought Gordo or somebody would be out there. Let me try one more time. Guess I better push the right button. Hey, is anybody out there watching RF and the QSO party tonight? It's been real good so far, and we've been sending it out, guys. So are we the only two out here? W6KVC.
Did you want me to SRT into you, Roland?
Okay, well, let's send it back to Roland, and then he can send it over to Lee. So let me flip some switches here.
Sounds good. So yeah.
Whereby
so
good enough.
You got it. All right. So here's what we're going to do. So we're going to go to Lee, K0CCU in Arizona. And I'll tell you, the pictures over here on my side of my studio looks great. Even the bicycles look great. So Lee, let's go ahead and take it over to you. And we'll take it over to you and see what's happening with you with the ATV QSO party. So K0CCU, KC6JBJ, Lee, welcome to the worldwide party.
Okay, this is K0CCU, Lee in Glendale, Arizona, for the ATN W7 ATN network. I'm the net control for the Sunday night, the Sunday night, so you have to check in and tell us what kind of ice cream you're going to have that night. So that's why we call it the Sunday net. Anyway, I'm in my office out here and not in the shack. I was having trouble with one of my computers in there, so I could get up and show you the shack, and it's not letting me do it. Something, well, you know, it's called. These things do happen just when you need them, and I guess it's a far cry from what it used to be when we did with Peter down there back in the days of Skype. That's a long time ago. Anyway, I'm running analog on I'm running FM 2.4 gig into our repeater. We will receive digital, but we do not transmit on it yet. We transmit out on 1.2 gig and AM or the best AM. And so I'm putting out about 25 to 27 watts, and I'm only about 26 miles back to the repeater site, so it's a pretty good straight shot and a good signal into there. Got some little problems up there on the hill with the 2.4 receive is giving me a little bit of a bad picture coming back. So do have a crew that's headed up there next week on Tuesday to check it out. So we'll hopefully find out what kind of a problem we have up there than that. But it's nice to be on here. It's nice to talk to all the folks down there in the VK land and to see everybody. You know, Peter down there, he's looks just like he did 10, 15 years ago, whatever, when we started on this. I think I had dark brown hair then, and if you've seen a little patch here, that's just a little bit of a dermatologist saying, hey, you got a little piece of a basal cell that we need to get rid of, and so they took a chunk out of my head and about a week ago, and so we're doing okay on that. But it has to do. I found out that it comes from being the driver here in Arizona. Everything happens on the left side. Your arms, your face, your neck, whatever. It's on the left side because that's where we drive from. And so the sun does a deal on us. Anyway, but I'll keep it short here because a lot of going on here, and I don't know where I'm at. I'm kind of like Roland there. The Energizer Bunny is still running, but I'm not sure he's going in the direction I plan to go. Anyway, we'll kick it back to you, Roland, and thanks for coming up on there, and hope we held the spot down here while you were in transit there. You're a trooper, and we really appreciate you. Back to you, K6 JPG K0 CCU, Glendale, Arizona.
Oh, K0 CCU KC6 JPG. I'll tell you a thing, Lee. I'll tell you, this team is just simply just rock star team. I mean, and that goes to everyone throughout the country and the world with the ATV QSO party. Peter and of course Don Hill, who basically got this launched way back like 10, 15 years ago when we just did PC electronics, exciters basically. And look where we are today. You know, we're doing SRT, we're doing, we call our online community, we're doing RF, we're doing all kinds of different technologies that's happening here. And it's just been an absolute thrill. So Lee, thank you very much for chiming in. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Let's go ahead and try it again. And any other check-ins for the Amateur Television Network for Southern California, come on in and check in. KC6 JPG, standing by.
We ought to call Mike down there in Pitcairn and tell him to get up on here. That would be a good.
That would, you know what? If we can get him to Pitcairn and him checked in for.
I've got his number, and I'll try and call him.
All right. Now that sounds like a great plan.
Well, let's don't forget John. He's over there in the thumbnail.
Oh, hey, okay. Well, let's go ahead and because what I was going to do is just to do the check-ins on RF, and before we go into our whereby our online system. So whenever they're ready, we can do that.
Well, you're up and running.
All right. KC6 JPG for the ATV QSO party.
Hey, John, bring up full screen. AO7.
It's me, myself, AF7PA in Monticello, Minnesota, the boondocks of the Northwest.
All right, John, welcome to the ATV QSO party, and your pictures are looking great.
Well, I think it's a little dark tonight, but I'm not down.
Hey, John, bring your microphone down in front of your lip.
Oh, yes.
That's better.
I bet you can almost hear me now. Anyway, I'm not down in the shack. It's the temperature's a little cool down there for me. Formerly from Arizona, where it's usually about 100 degrees this time of year. I'm here in Minnesota. I think it's about 69 tonight, nearing the end of summer. So I'm in the living room, and we're getting a few flashes from the TV. They're doing.
Hey, Mike, Lee in Arizona.
I'll yield to Mike.
Yeah, just a second here.
All right, well, we're going to chime into Mike pretty quick. So we're going to go continue with John. So, John, go ahead, bud.
All right.
Oh, okay. If you got a minute, we're on we're talking with oops, I'll mute. Excuse me.
Okay, I'll jump in. Tomorrow's a big day for me. We got a family get-together. It's called the White Pine Thrashing Show in northern Minnesota, and we'll be there till 3 o'clock, and we'll eat until 4, and then we're going to move over to Mille Lacs Lake, and we're going to be fishing until 9 in the evening. It's getting, well, not too close to the end of the season yet, but definitely they're not expected to be biting all that great. The DNR decided that instead of a 2-fish limit, we'd go for a 3-fish limit till the end of the season. So we can take 3 fish, but they got to be over 17 inches long, and we can have one of those fish be over 24 inches long. But I don't get crazy about filleting fish and eating fish anymore, but I would like to tickle them once and then put them back in the lake. And I thought I was done fishing when I got rid of the 26-foot IO, but nowadays we just buy a seat on the big pontoon launch. But it'll be good to get out in the lake and smell some good northern air. I don't know if we got any fishing people. Okay, now I see Pitcairn Island in there, so I've filled the time and I'll yield my time. This is John, AF7PA, extremely lost in Monticello, Minnesota.
AF7PA, KC6JPG for the ATV QSO party. That is absolutely awesome, John. Thank you very much for the Minnesota Northern Pike fishing report. We love it. Because I'm a Northern Pike fisherman myself too. So thanks to my wonderful wife for 37 years, Mary Ann, who lives in Cloquet, Minnesota, and having a great time. All right, we're going. Okay, a wonderful trip we're going to be doing, and that's Pitcairn Island, and that's Mike Collis, and that is VP6MCKC6JPG, also known as WA6SVD in Southern California in the United States. And so, Mike, it's great to see you, my friend, and welcome to the ATV QSO party.
Hello to everybody. VP6MC here on Pitcairn Island. And sun is already set, but there's a little bit of glow left in the sky. If you guys want to see a quick view, I'll just show it to you real quick. Okay. There's the view from the veranda here, and it's looking north towards the United States, 4,000 miles on the other side of those clouds.
That's cool.
There's the 20-meter beam I'm getting ready to put up, and then son Ryan and wife Laura
make a
down here on the veranda, and then water storage tanks over here. And water here, there, and you can see the top of the island. This is just a rental house that we're in right now. We got property up at about 3/4 of the way up the island that we may possibly build a house there, perhaps. Anyway, that's the view from here. And yeah. And then we've got a HF rig in another room, which is a Yaesu FT1000MP Mark V. And then this is the house, kitchen, yeah, just like any other house. So anyway, let me get plugged back in here, and otherwise everybody's going to be wanting to take Dramamine tablets here pretty soon. Anyway, back to net control, VP6MC.
PP6NC, KC6JPG. Well, Mike, a wonderful treat, my friend, and looks like another beautiful view of Pitcairn Island. Thank you very much for showing the shack and showing the grounds, and yeah, wow, that is just absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Any other check-ins for the Amateur Television Network Southern California section that like to check in for the ATV QSO party to come and join the party? KC6JPG, net control.
Hey, Mike, are you going to have some of that ice cream left over for Sunday night? Ooh, tip top. Those probably those in VK land, or they might probably recognize that.
Got that one too.
Jolly tip top, jolly tip.
Life is tough out there in the ocean.
They might, yeah, it's really rough out there. Must have been another cruise ship come in.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. We're going to go segue back to Peter, BK3, PFG, and let's go ahead and we will go ahead and segue right back, and we will continue on. So this is Roland, KC6JPG. Oh, hi, Lee. How you doing?
Did you get Jim in there?
Sounds great.
Hello. 1, 2. Are we there? Yep, we are. Mute that. All right. Well, let me increase the audio gain here. It looks a little soft on. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why is it so slow? Low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4. I haven't changed anything, so there should be plenty of audio there. Oh, it's a mystery to me. Anyway, all right, I'll speak up. Oh, maybe it's not right on me. Hello, 1, 2, 3. Oh, good grief. Well, that was fantastic. Mike, VP6MC. What a wonderful location you've got there. Did you say Pitcairn Island? Anyway, one of the islands. Beautiful view. I would pay all the necessary money for a view like that. I don't have the money though. But that was fantastic. I really did love the excursion around the house. I mean, a house is a house, but I love to see your house. It was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, thanks, Mike. I really did. That was such a great vision. It was absolutely beautiful. This is the ice cream that I enjoy. This is the best stuff, okay? I would highly recommend that little ice cream. It's just beautiful. Anyway, all right. G'day to g'day to Roland. Good to see you, mate. Look, we've been doing this for 13 years, and you know those set of bikes on the back wall there have never changed position. Is that actually wall art, or is that just where you hang your bike? But you know, in all the vision I've ever seen, that those bikes have always been on the wall in the behind you there, so it must be wall art. It must be wall art. Anyway, g'day to Jim, Lee, Gary and John, and anybody else that's listening there in the background. Excellent to see you guys. We're in Melbourne, of course. We're about 40 kilometres southeast of Melbourne in a suburb called Narre Warren South. Narre Warren, fairly big suburb, and of course a little bit of back talk there from Peter. But in a nutshell, let me see. I'll just queue up our location here. Come up, wherever you are. Go. All right. So this is just a quick aerial view of where we are. That green building there, the green roof building that you see, that's the barn. I live in a barn, and they're the two Nelly radio towers. They're both 14-metre towers, and we're on an acre and a half of land, and there's a creek that runs right past the property. And yeah, so we've been here now for 13 years. So it's not a bad little locale, although we're right on a very, very busy Cranbourne road. So it can be a bit noisy at night time. Excuse me. The other thing that we're working on here is a scope dome. This is it here, still image. I'm also interested in astronomy, particularly astrophotography. I'm just starting that journey in astrophotography. That view that you're seeing there is almost due west, pretty much due west, looking towards Melbourne, the city of Melbourne. And so we've got a fairly good takeoff to the sky there, although the due east is a lot of trees, but whatever is coming over the eastern horizon will be above us in due course through the night. This is looking through the shutter inside the dome. You can't really see too much in that image there, but the shutter is about 900 mil wide and opens right back, so the telescope can tilt right up and look at directly at what's above us. This is inside the dome. Now this is not complete yet. I am waiting on a metal pier to be bolted to the concrete pillar in the middle of the deck. The concrete pillar is completely isolated from the rest of the deck that the scope dome is mounted on, so you can jump around and carry on in the dome there, and there's no vibrations transferred through to the telescope, so which is ideal, because if you're doing astrophotography you need the setup to be free of any vibration. I'm hoping to set this all up remotely, so I don't have to be out there at 4 o'clock in the morning doing photography, with the appropriate cameras attached to the telescope. I can set myself up in the barn and away I go. The other interest, because I'm interested in astronomy, the other thing is I've been involved with the Astronomical Society of Victoria since 1993, since just before Comet Shoemaker-Levy 9 impacted with Jupiter, which was a fairly big event for all of us. And this is the dark sky site at the Leon Mao dark sky site just north of Heathcote in central Victoria. It's called the dark sky site because it's very, very far away from city lights, so you get a chance to see all the stars. And that's our radio astronomy installation there. That dish that you see is a 8.5 metre or 30-foot DS Kennedy dish. And we're using that for doing radio astronomy and hydrogen line research at 1.4 gigs. So it's a pretty amazing location up there at central Victoria. It's about a 2.5 hour drive from here. This is the transmitter that I'm using right now. It's the HIDES, HIDES HV320 black box. It only runs a few microwatts, but we've got a little amplifier and driver that runs it up to about a watt. So we're hitting the repeater, which is about 20 kilometres away from me, with just a watt at 1246. And getting into the repeater pretty well, as you can see there. That's a live picture of the our TV transmitter. Normally I would use an SR transmitter, the German designed SR system, which worked for many, many years. I do an ATV ASV broadcast every Friday night for an hour, and then the WIA, Wireless Institute of Australia's weekly broadcast on Sunday. So the TV system gets well and truly used for all that sort of exercise. But unfortunately the SR transmitter fell over, and now I'm using the DVB-T transmitter here, which seems to work quite well. I'm very pleased with the way it's performing, but as you can see, it's just sitting inside the old transmitter, the SR transmitter. I haven't mounted it in any particular way, haven't got it all hooked up nicely. It's just sitting there on top of a book to just to get it to work. So there it is. All right, but otherwise this is me in the shack here, and I'm hoping to get this all sorted out. So the next year when we do the QSO party, I'm hoping that all this will be sorted out to some degree. I'm very slow to move these days, but I'm 65 and I've got less than 2 years to retire. I'm hoping that once I do actually retire, I can just focus on this stuff and get it all sorted out. So yeah, but anyway, we've been working in the electronics manufacturing industry since 1980, when I was 20, starting off at places like NEC, big company here in Melbourne, and yeah, it's been a nice journey these 45 years working in this industry, seeing the change in technologies and manufacturing techniques. It's mind-blowing, but that's another story. Anyway, enjoy your ice cream. I better grab a hold of this before it melts, but this is the stuff to get. If you get this over there on Pecan Island, that's wherever it is that you were, Mike. Anyway, I better put it to the next guy. So, but thanks, Roland, for running the show and anchoring over there, and all you guys that have been showing up. Excellent stuff. And who do I put it to next, Pete? I'll drop off. Okay, so we're going across to Mick, VK3CH, which is just there on the other side of Melbourne. Well, not quite, but there he is. So, all right, test pattern, and catch you later, guys. VK3CSJ, Clint Jeffrey.
Okay, and we should have audio, and if we cut across. Alright, there we are, and I'll just make sure of that. Yes, all very good. Okay, well, good afternoon from Australia. It's coming up to 1 o'clock in our afternoon here, so I'm sure there's varied times all over the place where everyone's connected up to. As usual, every year when we've done it, you know, different shacks, different projects, and you know, just different news, what people are up to. I pretty much said all my stuff in the 3-minute video. I've got radios going in the background here, so we'll just turn them down a little bit. What else can I tell you? Let's see, if I go across to here, there's a magazine that I do write for a radio club that is actually about 300 odd kilometres away from where I live, but they gave me the job, and that's what we've been doing. Now our amateur TV meet up here, that's it, I get confused with them now. They had a meet up at a club room about 10 kilometres away from us. So these are some of the projects that the Melbourne Amateur TV group, sort of what we're loosely known as. It's not really a club, but just sort of a gathering. Could say Peter's sort of the president of it all, running the repeater. But these are just various projects in different stages of completion that people had on show, and it's just basically a show and tell. It's like being back at school on a Monday morning. What did you do on the weekend? So there's just some pictures. So various makeups of hide stuff. What's the other one called? The port's down, and you name it, all sorts of stuff. So just some sort of show pictures of projects in various stages. There's Richard VRS at the bottom, who's one of the anchors on for the QSO party this year, along with Peter. So there's some more pictures. The picture on the right is the car with my setup there. So my setup was outside. People had to go outside to look at that. And there's a picture of most of the group. Some people, I think, had disappeared for lunch or whatever, but there's sort of at least 2/3 of them there. And I think that's the end of the article. Yep. And this is just sort of my write-up of the QSO party getting ready. There's sort of stills of my presentation from each square. Now, yes, it's a picture of me portable going at King Lake. Yeah, I used to have everything on separate tripods, and it was just too much to set it all up. And actually, one time when I was out there, the wind blew one of the tripods over. And if you look really closely at the dish there with VK3CH written on it, on the right-hand side of the picture, you'll notice part of it's a little bit flat. That's where it hit the ground, so I thought, never again. So we set up the new way. There's a hard drive on a controller that you can plug it in so that it operates on a USB. I was going to use that to record some of the video, which is what we're doing, because we take stills of the video using VLC, and that's what we use to write the magazine. We'll be doing a full write-up of the ATV QSO party. Now if I find where my mouse is again. Alright, so we're back with that. Don't really have a heck of a lot of other news to say. I was of the belief that we'd only get 2 goes. I notice now my video's holding up properly. Well, it seems to be this end. So anyway, alright, we might have a bit of lunch later. I'm not quite sure when there's a break, but if it keeps going, we'll stick around. But it is handy. Richard's putting this up to a YouTube feed as well, and I've also got a screen capture on that. So we've got 2 avenues of extracting pictures of the day. Alright, might be back to rolling, Peter's saying, so I'll drop carrier, and we'll catch you later, depending on when we get called back in. Cheers all.
Hello everyone, back again for a quick one. Oh, better turn that. Remember to mute my TV, otherwise we have all sorts of audio problems. Just get that video playing in the background. Yeah, that one there. I made that long time ago. Yeah, it's been great so far, being able to have our normal QSO party from around the world. It's always an exciting event, especially for our group. And as Mick showed before, we're actually quite a big group in Melbourne. A lot of operators, a bit camera shy, but they'll put on video and whatnot. Possibly in our evening session we'll have a few more of our group attending this QSO party. So not everyone is available in the morning or whatever. So yeah, it's been really good. I'm going to keep it short because I believe we're going to be going back to rolling over in the US again. Just got a few more people, so we'll put that through. So I'm going to quickly hand back over to Peter. Peter, are we all good to hand over to you? I'm not sure if he's listening to me. Just a nod. No, he's busy engaged in conversation. But that's okay. I will go to the test screen, and I'm pretty sure after this we'll probably break for lunch and come back later on. But for now, stay tuned. We're going to have more of the guys from the US. So, yeah, enjoy. Okay, already. Okay, I'm going to...
ATV repeater VK3 RTV, and we're looking at the tower that holds the repeater antennas. Right at the very top is the vertical array, which is the transmit antenna. They're very nicely positioned. The transmit frequency for VK3 RTV is 445.5 MHz, DVB-T2. These are dual quads, and you can see the northeast array there facing us, and you can also see the southeast and the westerly one around the corner. Can't see the southwesterly one in this view. I'm inside the shack now and looking at the very top of the rack. And we'll just scan down slowly. Right up the top of the rack now, standing on a ladder, and that black box there has a relay in it and has the capability of switching the power directly off RTV, so we can recycle or close down remotely. You can see a Raspberry Pi just there in the background, and these boxes here are the HDMI interfaces. Each receiver has a preamp, and in this case it's fed through a bias tee for DC isolation, and then it goes up to this metal box here, which is a 3dB coupler. One port of the coupler goes to the satellite port of the receiver, and the other side goes to the input of the down converter, and then the output of the down converter goes to the domestic port of the combo receiver. Now if you watch the dial, you'll see that the receivers are polling between input 1 and input 2. Now, input 1 is, in this case, will be 1255 dBs, and then input 2 will be the down converted DVB-T signal. So all of the receivers are polling between their DVBS receiver and their domestic receiver fed from a down converter. Down the bottom here we have a couple of small monitors, and they're just displaying the input signals should they be there. We don't have any at the moment. Then we have a controller. In this case, it's RTV1 controller. In the middle there, we have a media player, which is controlled by RTV1 controller, although it could be controlled from RTV2 controller. Both controllers are really configured the same, but RTV1 is configured as the master. Should that one fail, we can configure RTV2 controller as the master. So underneath that we've got our SR systems, multiplex DVB-T2 exciter, and in there is a small PA. The next panel down is the PA controller, the main PA, and we've got temperature, VSWR, and high voltage protection on the main PA. And underneath that, inside there is a driver, which is just a standard Mitsubishi module, and then we have the main FET PA. Both are sitting on the same heatsink, but they're just joined together very conveniently. In the previous iteration, we had a separate unit for that, which took up a fair bit of space and was really unnecessary. Directly underneath that, we've got tangential fans, which feed directly up into the heatsink of the PA. And then underneath that, we've got the power supply for the controllers, and also for the penultimate driver, which is in with the main PA. And then right down the bottom here, we have the 50-volt supply for the main FET PA. Over here we have a small workbench, which can be handy, and up on the wall we have a monitor. RTV is now keyed on locally. What we can see the LCD screen there, and up on the monitor there we have some transmitters at the moment. So it's a very quick look around RTV.
we are at the Mount View Reservoir in Glen Waverley, and this is the site of the Melbourne
picture and nobody else out there watching. That's a shame, you know. I think we advertised it and you advertised it.
We advertised it and we are advertising it. So that is the greatest thing. So that's you know, that's more than I have ever asked. And the participation level has just been
nobody
absolutely
else
awesome.
out there watching.
Awesome.
Shame,
okay,
you know,
so Gary, we're going to go ahead and
advertise it and you advertised it.
we advertised it and we are advertising it. So that is the greatest thing. So that's you know, that's more than I have ever asked. And the participation level has just been
nobody
absolutely
else
awesome.
out there watching.
Awesome.
Shame,
okay,
you know,
so Gary, we're going to go ahead and
advertise it and you advertised it.
we advertised it and we are advertising it. So that is the greatest thing. So that's you know, that's more than I have ever asked. And the participation level has just been
nobody
absolutely
else out
awesome.
there
Okay,
watching.
we're getting a lot of double audio.
Gary,
so
go ahead and advertise it and you advertised it.
we advertised it.
I don't know what's happening to our audio.
We are doubling audio. So that's we got a loop. You got it. More than I have ever. So let's go ahead and go back to VK3RTV. Peter Cutson, go ahead and bring it to you. KC6APG. Looks like we got Bill in there. So
I don't know what's happening to our audio.
we are doubling audio. So that's we got a loop. You got it. More than I have ever. So let's go ahead and go back to VK3RTV. Peter Cutson, go ahead and bring it to you. KC6APG. Looks like we got Bill in there. So Gary, we need to kill audio. We are doubling audio. So that's we got a loop. You got it. More than I have ever. So let's go ahead and go back to VK3RTV. Peter Cutson, go ahead and bring it to you. KC6APG. Looks like we got Bill in there. So Gary, we need to kill audio. We are doubling audio. So that's we got a loop. You got it. More than I have ever. So let's go ahead and go back to VK3RTV. Okay, Gary, go ahead and go back to camera 1 on your side. So this way we can go right back to Peter. We need to kill audio. KC6APG.
I don't know what's going on here. We got a double loop and I can't get rid of it.
You got it. More than I have ever. So let's go ahead and go back to VK3RTV. Okay, Gary, go ahead and go back to camera 1 on your side. So this way we can go right back to Peter. We got a double loop on the VK3 RTV broadcast.
Let me go see if I can fix that.
Yeah, I think it's coming from Jim, and then
It's coming through Jim, I think, because all the multiple videos is coming on Jim's feed.
There we go. All right. So we got a double loop on the VK3 RTV broadcast.
Let me go see if I can fix that.
yeah, I think it's coming from Jim, and then
It's coming through Jim, I think, because all the multiple videos is coming on Jim's feed.
So K6SOE, we got a double loop on the VK3 RTV your camera.
Let me go see if I can fix that.
yeah, I think it's coming from Jim, and then
It's coming through Jim, I think, because all the multiple videos is coming on Jim's feed.
K6. There we go. We got her.
Yeah, what a mess.
All right.
Better now.
So VK3, VFG. Very good. So
well,
Jim, are you able to roll Peter?
yeah, since there's only a few of us left, I need to go in and take care of nature and get something to eat, guys. So
sounds good.
I think and Roland, I will not be here Tuesday night, so I'll be at the our Lake Arrowhead meeting. So
And double audio.
I cannot run, net.
I hear you. Okay. Well, I'll be there on Tuesday. All right, very good. Well, Jim, if you want to go ahead and go to Peter, PK3PFG, that would be great. We'll be standing by, and then we'll take more check-ins with Australia. KC6JPG for the West Coast Television Network. You're very welcome. Thank you, Peter. Great job. That was awesome.
All right, you want me to turn my share back on?
That would be great. You got it, bud.
Okay.
We're almost got to take a break.
now. Yep. Third time the charm. Alrighty, so we finally got through to there, so that's good. Yeah. Alright, so we've got a couple of operators here locally that would like to come up again, or first time for Dave, and so we will head over to Dave, VK5DMC, see how you go getting in on RF from my carriers now.
And I'm using the TV, so you don't get any feedback, and it's BK5NL from Whyalla. And Dave's got a good audio. It's always audio, isn't it? Always audio, that's the problem. Never mind. It took me a long time to sort things out with my audio, I'll tell you, many times, come up with no audio. That aside, not much more to tell really. You know, I won't bore you with playing the same video I played earlier on, but I will play this one, which was a boon for me. All right, Dave seems to have fixed his audio, so I'll play this video and then I'll hand it back to you, David. There we go. So, yes, I had a little bit of money coming and I just had to have one of these. A little while ago, I came into a bit of money, and I knew I had to get one. A 3D printer. And I was able to justify to she who holds the money to the many advantages to having a 3D printer. I have been increasingly discovering a potential of 3D printing. This innovative technology isn't just a passing trend, it's a game changer that has fueled my creativity and needs. These are just some of the advantages of integrating 3D printing into the ham radio hobby. One of the most significant benefits of 3D printing in ham radio is the ability to create custom parts specifically to individual needs and preferences. 3D printing allows me to craft unique solutions that not only reflect my personal style, but optimize my exact needs. 3D printing facilitates quick iterations of design and concepts, enabling ham radio enthusiasts to prototype and test new ideas with minimal lead time. Whether it's a novel antenna design or a specialized mounting bracket, this technology allows for the rapid creation, testing, and refinement of models, significantly speeding up my creative process. Crafting replacement for damaged parts or specialized components previously available only through costly or hard to source is made easier and cheaper through 3D printing. But I can easily print the parts that are needed on demand, reducing waste and saving money. 3D printing opens the door to experimental antenna designs that might otherwise be challenging or impractical to build. Operators can create unique geometries and configurations to enhance performance and resilience, while experimenting with different materials for strength and durability. This versatility fosters creativity, allowing me to push boundaries in my amateur radio hobby. So in conclusion, incorporating 3D printing into ham radio represents a leap towards innovation and personalization, benefiting both seasoned operators and newcomers alike. By embracing this technology, ham radio enthusiasts can not only enhance their own setups, but also contribute to a vibrant community devoted to experimentation and new discoveries. So whether you're designing a new antenna mount, crafting a unique upgrade, or simply looking for solutions to hardware challenges, the possibilities are endless. 3D printing at your fingertips. I would not be without it. And indeed, I haven't been without it for 4 years and still going strong. Pen holders and there's all sorts you can make, and you're only limited by your imagination, aren't you? Anyway, enough for me. So over to you, David. VK5DMT. This is VK5NL going clear, so you can take over. Cheers, mate. We'll catch you later.
Okay, we're going to have audio. And we are. How about that? We're on a winner this time. Very good. Okay, David here from Port Pirie. 5DMC is the call sign, VK5DMC, as is on the screen there. There's a couple of things I wanted to share with you, and we'll do that very shortly. So first of all, I'll show you a map, and I'll try and keep my audio happening while we're on the map at the same time. So we'll just go across to there and get that sorted. How about that? Missed the button. All right, got it this time. So there's a map of South Australia, or part of South Australia. Just a bit of an idea of where we are. And what was that other silly stuff there? Too many buttons pressed. Try that. That's better. So we got Adelaide at the bottom of the map there on St Vincent's Gulf. And then if you look up to the north, you'll see Port Pirie there, about 230 kilometres, or for you American guys, about 125 miles north of Adelaide. And directly across the Gulf, you'll see Whyalla. And just above about the T in Port Pirie, in port, is about where our repeater is located. So that sort of gives you a bit of an idea of the context of things and where we are in South Australia. So what I'll do now is I'll play a bit of a video for you of the local area, just to give you, I guess, another idea of where we are. There, so my mic dropped off again. Thank you, Bevan, for that. So yeah, this is Port Pirie, the smelter of Port Pirie, I should say, which is the largest lead and zinc smelter and refinery works in the world, which is what Port Pirie claims as a claim to fame. It's a bit of an aerial shot of the Port Pirie River, as we call it, looking at the smelter there in the background, and in the background right at the very top there is Spencer Gulf, where we have ships come into port here, and they also take grain and all the materials produced by the smelter, which includes lead, silver, gold, antimony, which has been in the news of late, copper, zinc, and tellurium, all sorts of neat metals that's produced here in Port Pirie. So that was just a bit of an aerial view to give you an idea of where we are and what we're about. I don't have too much technical stuff to share with you, but that's about the best I could do at Okay, so looks like the mic's dropping out, but we're back on now. So thank you one and all for allowing me in, and I hope you've enjoyed some of what you've seen from me. So without further ado, I'll drop my signal and back to you, Bevan. Thank you very much. Cheers.
BK5DMC, thank you very much, Dave. And yeah, I guess I should have been a bit more organised, and we could have maybe grabbed the camera from up the bluff and pointed that around the area. Okay, so that's us done. I would imagine it's getting close to the completion of this first session of QSO Party. We've had a few contacts into America and been around the VK3s and us over here a couple of times. So yeah, thank you, Peter, for organising the QSO Party. Thank you to the American stations that have come up and said hello and shown bits and pieces. Yeah, audio is always the problem. Bit of a mantra in ATV. Anyway, we will head back over to RTV and somebody over that way.
Peter.
Audio is always the problem. Bit of a mantra in ATV.
Sounds anyway, great, my friend.
We will head back over to RTV and somebody over that way.
What we can do is we can see if we have any check-ins from the United States.
Oh, what a finish. There we go. Isn't it always the case? Too many audio sources, that's the problem. And yeah, anyway, we had a few bugs this morning, but somehow or other we managed to get through okay. So look, thanks to Art in Columbus, Ohio, who always comes up and helps us out, and also Bill, AB0MY in Boulder, Colorado, and of course Roland, KC6JPG in Los Angeles. And many thanks to you there, Roland. We finally got onto Whereby and got some video through. A little bit of feedback here and there, but I guess we got through it okay. So we're going to terminate the QSO Party at this point, and we'll be back. We're due to make contact with the United Kingdom at 0900 UTC, which it's about 7 o'clock locally here in the evening. So for the moment, this is Peter, VK3BFG, just winding up the QSO Party, and we will be back.